Happy Women's History Month, everybody. We are ending it out with a main character Monday segment, and the show is Insecure. So I'm so excited to have my guest tonight, Amani. She is a therapist. Okay, she's not your therapist, but she's the therapist. That's going to be on that lane for us. Okay, I always like to bring a therapist into these conversations when we're talking about these TV shows and media, and I think it's just really important. So, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thank
Um,
you for having me.
yes, you're welcome. And then we also have Kiwan. Y'all know Kiwan; she's been on the channel all the time. My girl, the reviewer. Um, so yes, we're here to have a good time, talk about Insecure, and just talking about the main characters of the show, but also like how we can kind of be the main characters in our life as well too. So I'm really excited to have this conversation tonight. And we're gonna start off with something kind of fun. I want
Okay.
to know, which character are you? Okay. This does give all four characters though. So it's gonna
Okay.
either gonna be Issa, Molly, Kelly, or Tiffany. Okay. So I'm gonna ask y'all questions. It's multiple
Okay.
choice.
Okay.
Hopefully we do this right. And maybe you want to remember what letter you wrote down. Yeah, you say.
Okay. Let me make a
You want
little
to remember
little
what letter
note.
you said. So at the end I can tell y'all who y'all are. So
Okay.
when life feels off, you A, joke about it and avoid it. B, try to control everything. C, laugh it off and keep it moving. Or D, keep it to yourself and process privately.
Mm.
Do I need to repeat them?
No, not
Okay.
for me. No, I'm good. I'm good.
Okay.
Okay, wait. Can you it has to be one?
Yeah. Well, look,
One
I
answer?
put two or I put one or the other. Honestly, I'm gonna be honest. You can tell
Okay.
one or the other.
Okay.
Okay. So two is, in friendships you tend to be there but struggle to communicate. B, expect a lot and hold high standards. C, bring the fun and lighten the mood. Or D, show up when it matters most.
Mm. Okay.
All right. Three, your biggest challenge right now is A, figuring out your purpose. B, letting people in emotionally. C, being taken seriously. Or D, balancing life's changes.
Mm, repeat that one more time.
Okay, your biggest challenge right now is A, figuring out your purpose. B,
Mm-hmm.
letting people in emotionally. C, being taken seriously. Or D, balancing life's changes. Ready for the next one? We only have
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
one. In
Okay.
relationships, you A, overthink and sabotage, my bad. B, set boundaries but push people away. C, keep things light and fun. Or D, try to maintain stability.
Mm.
All right. Five is, how do people describe you? A, relatable but messy. B, successful but intense. C, funny and real. D, put together but private. Mm.
Okay.
And then the last one is, your growth era looks like A, finally choosing yourself. B, softening and being vulnerable. C, being seen beyond humor. D, being honest about your struggles. Y'all got it?
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay, so are y'all ready? So, what letter do you have most on your, like, your
The
number?
choices.
Yes.
Oh, as we tally up the okay, I have more of D.
You have more
Three.
D's?
I have three D's.
Uh-huh.
You one no, two C's
Okay.
and 1A.
Okay. How many do you have, Amani?
Me? Ooh. Okay, so I have 5 D's and 1 C.
Okay. Y'all the same person.
Really?
Who did we get?
You got Tiffany.
Molly. Oh, Tiffany. Okay.
Yeah, mostly these are Tiffany. It says you appear put together, but you're navigating real life transitions quietly. It's okay. The lesson is it's okay to be seen in your struggles.
Mm-hmm.
So you got Tiffany, okay? So I have 1, 2, 3 B's. I have 2 D's.
Okay.
So I'm B.
Who's B?
Molly is B.
What did they say about her?
Because it says you know your worth, but you're learning that control isn't the same as emotional safety. Lesson is vulnerability is your next level. That's crazy because I do know my worth, but you're learning that control isn't the same. Child, I need to be controlling.
Mm-hmm.
That is so funny. That was a little
that is funny.
quiz. So
okay, I like it. That was kind of funny.
Quiz. So I don't want to take credit for it because I don't need nobody asking me questions or blaming me, child, because I didn't make it up. But yes,
I like that one.
Thank you. So yeah, so y'all are the Tiffany's, period. I'm the Molly. I was like, if you got A's, if anybody's listening to this, you're Issa. You're in your figure it out era. I thought I was gonna be Child Issa. Because you're evolving, but still unlearning self-sabotage, and your lesson is to stop playing small and trust your growth. If you got
I like that one too.
Yeah, if you got C's, you're Kelly, and Kelly is you bring joy everywhere, but people may overlook your depth. Your voice deserves to be taken seriously.
Yeah,
that's pretty good. I like that.
Kinda good. I like them all, honestly. And the wording of each one.
Yeah, so that was good. Okay, AIA. Yes, I thought that was kind of fun to see because you might think you somebody else, but taking the quiz, you're right. Like, this is who I really am. Okay, so how do you feel about the results, Kiwan?
I guess I'm okay with it because that's kind of how I operate. I feel like I'm a little bit of all four, but I think as you was reading them, the questions, I was like, that's absolutely Molly, that's absolutely Issa. Like you knew who it was just by the answer. I was like, yeah, no, that ain't me.
That's so funny. So yeah, so you feel like you relate to Tiffany a little bit, Amani?
I didn't think right off. Like I almost thought I was more Kelly. Because I'm like with my friends, I'm real goofy and like love to like laugh and have fun. It's not, I didn't think of it on the other side of it as like maybe that can get overlooked or like people can see you as like, oh, like, well, she's always in a good mood, so everything's fine. Not realizing that obviously real things happen to everybody. So I kind of thought I would be more Kelly, but I can see how like the privacy of kind of going through certain things quietly can be more Tiffany.
Yeah, definitely, because that is Tiffany. Yeah, I thought I would be like more Kelly kind of because it's like the laughing, the joking. I could kind of see Molly I couldn't see Molly at first, but like knowing like what Molly's going through about her job. It's so funny because just before I got on here, they were talking about on Threads. They was like, "Oh, are you the only like Black woman at your job, or whatever?" And like right now, I am kind of like the only Black woman in my department. So thinking about that and navigating that, and it's like, okay, do I relate to these people? Do I not relate to these people?
Right.
But, like I said, you learn like I can't control the environment that I'm in. Like I can't. I'll just gotta be like, okay, this is what I gotta deal with. So I just kind of like figure it out and figure out who I can really talk to, who I can be able to open up with and try to do that. And I was like, I'm not really a vulnerable type of person. I try to do a little bit, but it don't be working all the time. So yes. Yeah, that was really cool. Yes, support.
That was cool. I like that.
So I thought that would be kind of fun to open up, the topic.
Yeah.
The whole thing, the segment. So this part is really where we're getting into the nitty-gritty. And Kiwan also is trying to become a therapist. So just sharing that too. So we got some different
Thank you.
You got it, girl. Because this is like the therapy lens segment. I'm just a viewer, child. But there's just some questions.
I'm listening. I'm listening. I'm just dropping, but I'm listening.
Oh, okay, no, you're fine. So there's like two different types of, I would say, segments we have is like emotional
Okay.
growth and avoidance, and then we have self-awareness versus sabotage. So I get like I'm gonna ask the question and it's gonna be
Okay.
you can just focus on like Issa and Molly kind of because them are like the main people that we do. So I'll ask the question and then we kind of relate it to us, but you can kind of just put in perspective of how you think about it when you hear it, or maybe like what you do as yourself kind of. So the first question is this is like for Issa, why do we avoid our problems with humor instead of addressing them? Because that's
yeah. I mean, the first thing that comes to mind is that humor is easier. I think it's a coping mechanism. It helps us to make light of something that's hard. And I think it's much easier to find a joke in something than to like really feel the feelings that might lead you to feeling sad or scared or hurt. It's just so much easier to to make a joke out of it, and especially in front of other people.
Yeah. What do you think, Kiwan? Do you have anything to add of why do you think we avoid our problems with humor instead of addressing them?
Why do I feel like that's a hard question next to a therapist?
No, please. I'm off the clock.
I think sometimes with people, the hardest thing is to take stuff head on. So, and you might have just said this. So the first thing I'm going to do is joke about it. I'm going to laugh at myself before I allow y'all to laugh at me, if that makes sense.
I'm going to go a different perspective kind of. I think I don't think people avoid their problems necessarily. I think that people are too afraid to talk about their problems. And when you get around people, like people just say like laughter is good for the soul. So if I can make a joke about what I'm going through, maybe it can kind of help me feel better and process what I'm going through.
And to your point, people don't like sharing because other people may have laughed at them in the past, or they may have told them like pick yourself up by the bootstraps. You know, like they never been validated. And so because I never been validated, I'm a figure out a coping mechanism. I'm a figure out another way to deal with it. But do people like that really deal with their problems? That is always my question. I get we laugh at it, but do they really deal with it, or do they avoid it? And then the problem just becomes bigger and bigger. Because sometimes people like that, they're afraid to and usually when you take it head on, it's not really as big as it could. I mean, as you make it, once you don't deal with the situation head on. Like if we can use that for the character, she did not deal with what's his name?
Lawrence.
She did not deal with that properly. She kept joking about it. She did this. She avoided it to the point where she was all up in Daniel's face, and you just made it bad. Instead of just coming in and saying, hey, this isn't working. You know it's not working. You know y'all just going through the motions. So let's just let it go. Or she just probably didn't want to be looked at as the bad person. But it's crazy.
Yeah, I was going to say also to your point when you said I think it was valid, like validating. People don't feel validated, and we can talk about the character, and also we could kind of talk about in real life. Like when she was telling Molly like she thinks that she wants to break up with him or whatever. But Molly's like, why you want to break up with him? He's a good man. He's a good man. Like, wasn't she saying stuff like that? So it's like I'm telling you my feelings, and you're just like invalidating me. And I feel like in life that happens, and personally in my life that happens a lot. That's why I don't even like to share things that much. But people are not getting their feelings validated, and so now they don't want to share because I will even use this in the correlation of like faith. People are like, oh, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. Like, just pray about it. Just God, like that's not like, it's not really validating when people want to hear like some. And I feel like that's another reason why people don't even share or talk, because it's just like, okay, go pray about it. Okay, yeah, but right now, like, I need something to hear. Like, I need something tangible to know. Like, I could pray about it tomorrow. I could do that. It's like, just have faith. You're going to get through it. Well, what other resources that I'm going to have to get through it? Can you provide me resources in my mind?
That's all they know.
And so I feel like people are having their feelings invalidated, whether it is from people with faith, family not doing it, our friends just looking at looking from the outside in, because Molly didn't have a man. And so she's like, child, you have a man. You need to appreciate him, not knowing that his man is on the couch, not making no money, helping whatever. So I think
she looked at it from the scope of he ain't cheating on you.
Yeah.
You know he was on the couch.
Well, I don't know. I guess he really was on the couch. I was talking on the couch not working, but
like, you know, or even like the praise situation, I feel like because that was some passed down, because I feel like we do need to pray, but I also feel like we need to put in the work too. You know, you pray and you put in the work. You believe, you know, if it's for you, the door is going to open. If it's not for you, God's not going to allow that door to open. And everybody may not agree with me, and that is okay. Yeah. But
I think we just need a little bit more. Like, I feel like
they don't know
a little bit more. You said what?
They don't. That's all they know.
And that's why people don't know how to communicate. People don't know what to say. That's why they always go to just pray about it, because they don't know what to say. Like, we're lacking communication, or like kind of like we're lacking those skills. You don't know how to show up and support for somebody. So then it's like you're invalidating their feelings because you never dealt with your feelings before. So
go ahead. Sorry.
That's what I'm just saying. Like, I think that could be also like the biggest kind of issue too. People don't know what to say, so they just say something that they know, and that doesn't feel like that. It feels inauthentic when you just keep saying every time. I'm like, oh, like you're just saying, like, it feels inauthentic. Like, well, okay, I'm just not going to talk to you no more about my problem.
Now, I know Miss Amani, you may agree with me when I say other times people may say just pray about it, and it's probably because they are very uncomfortable with whatever you're going through. Like, people get uncomfortable with whatever you share with them, so they just throw a lot of things at you, like a lot of sayings, or you know, they tell you to settle because that's what they had to do, or their mindset and scope. If you go to somebody and say, hey, I think I want to go back to school, I think I want to do this, they'll tell you 10,000 reasons why you shouldn't go back. They never went back, but people will only tell you based on what they've only done in life.
I hear that. I think I agree. I feel like what I notice a lot of times in therapy, and when we were talking about this, I thought a lot about grief, because I talk a lot about grief in my work. We're always losing something or someone, right? And having, even in Insecure, there's a lot of grief there, with friendships ending, coming back, like breakup, all the things. And I don't think, even just in the, like, to speak on the Black community, we do not have an updated way of dealing with grief, but we're all dealing with it. But like quietly, privately, not talking about it. I don't want to say nothing because it'll hurt their feelings. Like, we just keep not talking about the things. And then we try to spit out something, like you said, K1, like, or like, oh, well, you'll be okay. Or, you know, girl, when's the last time you went to church? And it's like, okay, but what you're not doing is listening. You're not listening, because maybe that's not what I need to hear right second, but that's the best you can do. And that's not a slight. It's just reality, right? Like, we can only work with what we've been taught or what we haven't been taught. And I think people mean well, but that doesn't mean that it's enough in those moments for any person.
Right.
Yeah, does the Bible say be slow to speak or something like that?
Yes.
And then to listen. And people don't listen to people. And then you just doesn't grieve. But like, I feel like as not as quiet as it kept, but as a small thing, like I actually talked about like grieving the life that you thought you would have on this podcast. But even talking to my coworkers, like I'm like, grief doesn't have to be death. Like grief is like you lost your job, you lost your dream job. You've been working this long, and now you lose your job. But like parents, I don't know what generation y'all in, but like a different generation would be like they're like, oh, so keep that job, or like they'll try to be like, no, it's okay. But it's like I went to school, I went to college, I went this and that. I lose. It's like it's okay. Pray about it. That is not helping me in my time of grief. I'm grieving a job that I lost. Like I'm grieving this, I'm grieving that, or whatever. Like if something doesn't go wrong, like I'm grieving that. I thought like I was gonna get this job, or like I thought I was gonna get this internship or something like that. Like, but they don't have that because they might not do internships, they might not have went to college, like so they don't even understand what's going on. So you're kind of like talking to people that don't have the same perspective as what you did, and I have to kind of remember that too. Like everybody didn't go to college, everybody didn't go travel, like everybody didn't are like, oh, I hate this place. Well, it's okay. At least you already like you're there. You did like okay, thanks.
And it's kind of like even going back to the show, like with Molly and Issa at the very beginning, you know, Issa's unhappy in a lot of areas of her life, and like Molly's trying to support her, and like you were saying, K1, like, and maybe instead of Molly basically saying like, why would you leave him, or blah blah blah, or why are we having this conversation as a whole, it's like what you're missing is how she's feeling, and she might be grieving a relationship that's like not happening, or the version of the relationship she's not experiencing, and Molly just may be coming from the fact that, well, I'm single and you're not. You got a man and I don't. So you should be happy. And I feel like a lot of people have that mindset instead of like taking off our personal like piece of it to just listen to that friend, or just ask them like, hey, like, what do you need? What is it that you need right now? Do you just need me to listen, or are we trying to problem solve?
Because wasn't like Issa and Lawrence, weren't they together for like 5 years or something like that?
It was a while, yeah.
He's like, I'm gonna get married, He over here trying to work on whatever that business was, and I forgot what it's called, child. And it's like, well, you know, at least you have a man. I can't even find a man. Or like I'm working and I'm the only black woman. But it's like, okay, girl, like that's great, but like, yeah, that's not what I need at that point. So I feel like it's kind of twofold.
Also, I'm a millennial.
Period. Oh, you are? I'm a millennial.
And I'm millennial. I don't know. 43. Is that millennial?
Yeah. Well, I was saying, because I don't want to say it wrong. I was thinking Gen X, but I was like, you know, the Gen X generation. I just know my year millennials.
I think Gen X is like my aunties and my mom.
Okay, I know exactly my dad.
We're probably this generation. My generation has heard you have to way you eat. You have to take what you can get. You need to be grateful for what you have, and because of all of those things, and because even when I did speak and say things, it was always why I couldn't speak up for myself. So talking to my therapist, because I've been in therapy for a while, my therapist, we talked, and it was like, I'm at a space now where I've been mom and everything else to the people, and they're in their 20s now. I have 2 20s. Yeah, 23 and 20. 23 and 20. So we're in our 20s. And I've been a mom for like 23 years. And so I'm at a space where everything as I'm driving, and the way she put it was so simple. I'm driving and putting everything in my car and throwing everything to the back. The grief, I lost my mom, my dad, my grandmother. I had to be a mom by myself. I went to school, I worked. I just, I did it all. And now I am in a place where I came to a screeching halt, and everything is coming to the forefront. So it's never having, you did. That is what my therapist. That is what my therapist thought when I told her that. Like, as we were talking about that, she was like, "Wow," and
Yeah.
I have stuff and it's coming up, and I'm not okay with sharing my things with people anymore because I can't trust people to hold the stuff. I mean, and it's not their job, but I have just very few people I trust with my information. And I'm okay with that. But I've learned to like scale it back, give it to my therapist. And I actually now I watch people, I watch how they move, I listen to how they talk and understand that person is not somebody I can say to them, listen, I like Molly. If Molly was my friend, I would never tell Molly I'm ready to leave Lawrence, even though she's my best friend. But I also understand that my best friend is in a space where she acting like a pick me and she need a man. And it's nothing. Well, I don't. Yeah, like she can't. Because even in this season, remember she got mad at the lady, her coworker for being engaged. And I don't know if she was mad because the lady was actually engaged, or was she engaged to the black man?
I think she was mad because she was engaged to the black man.
Oh, and it's like I can't come to you because you're sensitive and you're looking at it from a single from a single person's eye. And technically, we both are single because me and Lawrence ain't married. And I can't grow anymore. I'm not growing. I'm not growing as a person. I'm not growing as an individual. We're not growing in this relationship. So I do think that we need to separate, but you need somebody level-headed. And I feel like that would have been more of a conversation she could have had with Tiffany. But Tiffany has a husband, and Tiffany talks too much. And her husband is going to share this with
Lawrence.
Yep.
Okay, they were cool, right? Lawrence.
It was like this, I think.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. You
I
said
remember.
They were. What did you say? You said they were friends.
Yeah, I think the guys were like this.
It was somebody
Lawrence,
else.
cousin, and Tiffany husband.
Do you think that's betrayal though? Like to tell if he would have told her?
Yes. Yes. Because you came to me. If you wanted for me and my husband.
No. I meant Tiffany's husband to tell Lawrence.
Yes. Because he gives me the respect and the capacity to tell him, this is my boyfriend. Because if I went to Tiffany, if you came to me and I went to Tiffany and told them what you told me, then you will be mad.
Yeah, I was thinking, but dudes are probably like, well, she probably already told Issa probably already told Lawrence, so that's why I was just asking. Like, he might have thought that, I forgot what the guy's name is, but Issa could have been talking to Tiffany about it. But yeah, they were married. She also has a different perspective too because she's married, so she's going to give a different perspective than Molly. I'm like, talk to Kelly. Have you
yeah. I think also though, like, I understand that like when people are in certain scenarios, like you might see through that lens, but I think when you have enough life experience to like just, I guess in some ways, like put yourself in someone's shoes, you should still be able to offer like sound feedback that doesn't have to come from a married perspective. Because you weren't married forever, and everybody can understand circumstances that are just like not ideal, or this is what I thought was happening and now it's looking like this. And a married person doesn't have to come from a perspective of, well, you should be trying to stay with him. Like that's just not everybody's getting
sometimes.
I think Miss Amani, you said earlier that will require a person to kind of take off their, whatever it is that they're wearing at the moment. So just step out of whatever you have and just be here and be my friend. I know you didn't say it verbatim, but
yeah. I think it's important to also to be like a well-rounded person.
Yeah.
That's kind of what it is too, because it's like, okay, even though I'm not married, if like my married friend came to say something to me, I'm not married, but I'm not gonna give her like the advice to be like, well, you need to leave your man to be single, you know? So I think that's also too, like, if you want to work on your marriage, like if you want to stay in your marriage, that's fine, whatever, it doesn't matter. Or if you're like boyfriend and girlfriend, like whatever. I think it just depends on how level headed that person is, but you also won't know that, or you will know kind of who the person is or how they talk. As in Molly is like, you know, a pick me, she wants to get married, but somebody else might not be like that. So I think that that's kind of important too. But I think also just like being a well-rounded person for your friend, so that they have that space and that you can talk to and have those conversations to hold that space for you or whatever. So
yeah, I agree.
I think we answered that question good. The next one is a Molly question. When does having standards turn into emotional walls? And I just have to do this because this reminds me of the games. The game. She was like, emotional walls, Kelly, emotional wall. Y'all remember that from the game?
Tasha, yes, you just brought me back because I have not seen that show probably since it aired.
Oh, wow.
That was my favorite show growing up. Emotional walls.
Yeah.
Take a Bow by Rihanna, baby. I gotta go watch that show because that was my show. Okay?
I was reviewing it, but I stopped. I don't think it.
I love the game, but yeah, so it just had me do that. But yes, okay. So Molly, yeah, when does having standards turn into emotional walls? When do y'all think? Or do y'all even believe that? Like, do y'all believe that it does?
What do you mean emotional walls?
Like she's not vulnerable. She doesn't like talk, and she doesn't like express her emotions maybe with her significant other. Like, you know how like in that one episode, like she stopped talking to that dude because she found out that he liked dudes. She never said anything. But you knew what her standards was kind of, and she just kind of like ghosted him, like just left, like didn't have no conversation. So I think that was just like a pure example, but I feel like she's done that a couple times actually. So
for sure.
I mean, I'm sure. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I was saying something like that. You're fine. I was waiting.
I don't know. I could be wrong, but if I don't have the art of communication, there is no way I'm trying to get in a relationship with somebody. I'm sorry, y'all. Like, I know what my standards is, and your standards, keep them. Keep them. But while you're keeping your standards, and I know this is a TV show, work on you. Like, work on you. Because if you could just ghost somebody, how can you express your standards? How can you, and when they cross over your boundaries with like the standards that you have, are you going to be willing to talk? Like, are you going to say something? Are you going to express whatever they've done? It's I guess maybe I'm making too much out of it. But I am the communicator. Like, somebody told me I talk too much.
And that's why you have a YouTube channel, period. But I was going to say, I don't think you talk too much though, but for whoever said that.
It was a guy.
Oh yeah. We don't even like them. I'm just playing.
No, we don't.
But I was going to say though, people think they do know how to communicate. And it shows up that they don't know how to communicate. Now, I'm actually y'all might not like me, but I'm all for ghosting somebody that I'm not in a relationship with. Okay. Yeah. I'm for ghosting somebody because I don't no thank you. Like, you don't even have that rapport. You don't really know my standards. I'm just getting to know you. And if you do something crazy, I'm not going to waste my energy with that. Yeah. But in the relationship, I feel like with the Molly thing, like that was different because she was in a relationship, she was hanging. And I think they was doing too much talking. That's what happened. She was talking too much because then he started talking and then all that information came out. But I don't think that having standards means that you have emotional walls. I think it's okay to have standards, but I think that you should maybe communicate your standards before, and that's why that situation is kind of hard because I'm like, I don't know how you would really communicate that part. Like, how you say that, but I don't think it turns into emotional walls, but I think that you might be, like we talk about, like the vulnerability, like it might be harder to open up with somebody if they don't meet all your standards.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. So that's my sense. Yeah, that's my thinking. Do you have anything to add?
Oh yes. Okay, so I will say this. I think what gets misconstrued is standards and unrealistic expectations. Now, that doesn't mean that we are not allowed to want what we want in somebody and like value certain things. Absolutely. Because we have to know what we're shooting for out here. However, sometimes like we have this expectation of a certain type of man. And then like I will say the college guy who did some experimenting, I felt like he checked all the boxes. But as soon as he shared a past experience, she was unable to stay present with him. And that's what I mean by the unrealistic expectations. Now, we are all allowed to decide where our limits are with people. I think what was a missed opportunity for her was maybe just sharing some discomfort or asking, like, understanding him a little bit more, like, hey, does this still mean this? Or what would it look like if we were together? Like, how do you prioritize your partner? That could have just been a conversation. If he was willing to have that conversation and share with her, I can imagine there could have been more there. And I think because she just kind of saw it as like closed case, I'm done, she just missed an opportunity to really see, like, can I look past this? Is this somebody who I can move forward with? Because I mean, obviously she would not want somebody to do that to her. Right. And you know, when she was having her entanglements with a dude that said he was in an open relationship, which I still don't know if it was open, but whatever.
He was married.
He was married.
But he said they were open. Yeah, that's what he said. But I don't remember if there was ever any confirmation, because then I
don't think it was. I think they were married. I think I don't think it was an open relationship. I think it was confirmed.
He was lying.
Yeah.
Right. Was he lying?
He was the CEO from Coca-Cola.
I didn't know that. Wait, I missed that.
I mean, look, it's been a while, and that was an early part. But I say that to say, you know, we all have our phases in our lives, and I don't think you want to be judged for that. So it's like, I that's why I say I think it was like a missed opportunity. That, you know, obviously she moved on from that, but I think that's where maybe her standards were more rigid as opposed to like flexible, like, I do like him though, so let me just explore further, then I can make a sound decision to see if I could really like move past this information or not. And I felt like she just didn't do that.
I was going to ask a follow-up question to that, because I was going to say, do you think that Black women don't show enough grace when it comes to dating? Or do you feel like she had the right to be like, no, and move on?
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead, K1.
I think we have a right, but I think we've shown way more than enough grace. I think we as women put up with a lot. And I think we're now, when you look at this day and age, we're really transitioning out of what our grandmothers and all of that used to be. And we're more modern, less traditional. I think we've done a lot for others. And I think we're the most people, we're the ones that give, but we don't receive a lot of times. We care for everybody else and we neglect self. So we've given a lot of grace, more than what we should.
Period. Okay. What's your answer?
I hear that. I think being a therapist, I do think that certain things can be situational, right? Like going back to Molly and this guy, I felt like they had created a lot of rapport together, and you know, they were feeling each other, and I felt like, when I keep saying missed opportunity, I feel like because a lot of times, especially when men talk about their sexuality, like that's a very vulnerable space to be in as well. If it was any other situation, maybe I would feel differently, but because I felt like he opened up to her about a past situation, not necessarily him saying, "Oh, that was last week." And so I think for both of them, I feel like it was just missed. And I feel like that situation could have benefited from more, maybe not necessarily grace, but just like finding out more for her, especially if she was really feeling him. Like when you really like somebody, you're like, dang, is this like, this is where it ends? This is it? And I just kind of would have appreciated if they had a more real conversation, if she was just like, oof, this makes me uncomfortable. And then they could have had an exchange, and then they could have decided what happened after that. Other circumstances, maybe not as much grace, like, oh, dude, that was married. You don't get,
oh yeah,
like, you were lying.
You lied. You lied.
So very different circumstances, and I'm one to try to take things like circumstance and person by person, and not like in everybody, because yes, there are a lot of people who are very much similar, and still everybody is not the same.
Yeah, that's definitely situational. So I definitely understand. I do think that women give a lot of grace, and I feel like sometimes they shouldn't have to give that much grace. Like, I feel like you don't give grace, sure don't. Like, I think it is definitely situational, but I'm just like, at a point, like in that part, like they weren't really dating. I don't think they were dating, but I like, sometimes I think that women gives too much grace. Like I talk about it a lot, like because I review like some of the like reality TV, like the love shows, like y'all giving too much grace to let these dudes keep playing in y'all face.
Yeah.
So at one point, like it's just like you can't get as much grace. Like sometimes you have to learn that or whatever. Like early, like women, like Kiwan was saying, like our grandmas and stuff, like I don't even, child, that's all they know is grace, child. All they know is grace. That's all they know. Like we can't be giving that much out. Like we just can't be giving it out like that. That's just my 2 cents I think about it. But
that's fair.
Yeah, if you're in a relationship, then I think it's different when you like to have grace on certain things or whatever. Like I think it's kind of levels to the grace. You just don't be giving grace out to just everybody. Like, so.
Well, Molly sure did.
Okay,
no, she didn't. She said she didn't.
No, I was saying Molly did for old that was married, because he got to stick around for quite some time.
Now, the question I have, the guy are y'all talking about the guy that she met at a club? No, not Dro. The when y'all was
not him.
Y'all not talking about Asian Bae?
With
what about Asian Bae or
the one who
with Molly?
The sexuality one?
Yes.
Yeah.
That was the car. That was, he worked at the rental car spot, right?
Oh, I don't even remember.
Oh, I remember now.
Yeah, he worked at the rental car spot. That's all I know. That's all I know. Yeah, he was.
I thought that's why she dumped him, because he worked at a rental car place.
No, she dumped him because he was doing some other things in his college days.
Dibbling and dabbling.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's why he broke. That's why she broke up with him.
I got you.
Roasted him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why I asked the question about and then the grace thing. So it was kind of a follow-up to what we did. So yeah. So let's move into our last part, is self-awareness versus self-sabotage. So this is an Issa thing. When does figuring it out become staying stuck?
Say that one more time.
When does figuring it out become staying stuck? And I feel like I have no answer because I'm in this. You just trying to figure stuff out.
And it's
It's either
self-sabotage versus
yeah, that's just like the second part. It's self-awareness, self-sabotage. But that's just the overall thing about it. The question is just it relates to Issa. So yeah. But it could be self-sabotage if you think that is self-sabotage. If that's what you're asking.
And what was the question one more time?
When does figuring it out become staying stuck?
Oh, okay.
I could share while you're thinking, K1. I think that we can kind of like know ourselves so well, right? Like we can be like, oh yeah, I like kind of air out our shortcomings to other people so that maybe people can't say it for us. Like I know this about myself. And if we are not actively making the shifts that we need to like get to the next level, then I think that is either a level of like comfort or stuckness, because we can know things all day, like the awareness part. I know that I'm avoidant. I know that I do this. I know that already. Okay. And like, so what do we do about that? Is that where we're staying, or are we like on the path towards unlearning or like reworking some of those things? So I think it's just when we are not in motion to do something outside of those things, I think that's where we are maybe in a slow or stuck spot.
I like that. You just gave me a different answer, I'm going to say.
Yeah.
You have an answer?
I agree. I choose a basic not moving towards your goal. Like, you have to do it. I am guilty. You have to do it, but you don't make it a priority. You'll make other things a priority. You'll do other things. And so you want to do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know if it was like the fear of actually winning. So yeah, I just think that just not showing up, not doing what you need to do.
Okay, because I was gonna say I think Issa is self-aware, because I think that she knows that she wants to do other things. Like she started starting somewhere, but then she was doing We Got Y'all. Like she wanted to put on these like festival. Well, she didn't, not festival, but like she wanted to do stuff in the area, and she was putting on festivals and stuff like that. So I think she was kind of self-aware. I think she was still figuring it. I think she was like, she was figuring it out. I think that part, but I think that when it came to her relationship, I feel like she was stuck, because she's do I want to stay with this man? Do I want to leave him? Do I want to, talk to Daniel? Do all like, I feel like she was kind of stuck there, and I think that she might have been like self-sabotaging herself, because she's like, okay, I've been with this man for a while. I want him to get up on his feet, but he's not doing this, and so I feel like she was just like, we need to figure something out, and they weren't really figuring it out. So then I think she became like stuck in that part, just like that. So that would be my 2 cents about hey cousin, I guess she's talking to you, Kiwan. Hey Shayna, thanks for joining us. If you watch Insecure, that's what we're talking about, Issa and Molly. Hey. So yeah, that's what I think about that one with Issa. The next one is Molly. Is she self-aware, or is she just defensive?
Ooh, both. I think she's a little bit of both. She's aware. I feel like she's more aware when it comes to Issa and other things, and even with herself. But yeah, I think she's a little bit of both.
Okay.
Yeah, I think similarly, I think that with her relationship with Issa, I think she was aware of like maybe her own expectations of like what she was wanting the friendship to look like versus what it was looking like, and like how that was making her feel. And that's where like the tension came, and then they needed to go separate ways for a while. But when it comes to like the other areas of her life, success, relationship, I felt that she was I don't know if it was stuck or like unsure. Like it seemed very like she seemed maybe uncertain, and maybe that leads to like feeling stuck. But I think it was like also like in certain areas, not everywhere, because her and Issa, you know, to me, like, and a lot of people have said this, and I do agree, like, their relationship really was like the love story, because I think I can speak to, at least for myself, we are not taught how to deal with a friend breakup. We're taught how to deal with a relationship, romantic one, what you do, how, you know, how to bounce back, or what you do when you're sad. But like a friendship end, or like pause, whatever it is, like we don't learn that, especially as women. And I think that one probably for both of them hurt the most.
Yeah, I see that.
I
I
said that.
I feel like she was kind of defensive in the friendship, kind of. Just from when the Issa's the rap baby was hilarious, but she was so mad about the rap.
Yeah.
From then, everything else, she was on defense. She's like, "Why would you say that?" Like, it was funny, but I feel like she was on defense, and I don't think that she really got self-aware till kind of later on, in the seasons. Just kind of what I think. But I think that she was but I think that her whole MO is just always on defense, because it's like, I'm the only Black woman at work, you know, I'm single, I gotta take care of myself. So like, I feel like that's just kind of her make, like that's just her make when it comes.
Sure.
So that would be my take on it. Yeah, that was.
It makes you wonder, like her upbringing versus Issa's. Like I feel like Molly's upbringing was more pick yourself up by the bootstrap, and you gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta get to the back. You know, versus Issa, where the world is probably your oyster, and she just kind of went into the ocean and just never came back.
That's funny. I see. That is good. Yeah, that's good. So that's what I think about them. And that's funny that you like their, like, you've seen online where it's like their friendship was a love story. I haven't seen that, but I do agree with you on the part of like, people don't know how to handle friendship breakups, or even what is that, because like, I mean, you don't talk it out, you don't do that. I feel like friendship breakups are harder too, because it kind of sometimes been longer. I see people on like threads talking about like, oh, I stopped talking to my friend for like 10 years, or after 10 years, or over 20 years. So it's like, and then sometimes breakups be like, you break up a person like after 9 months or 2 years. I'm not saying that it's the same, but sometimes you've had a longer time and you could have had intimate conversations and different things like that. So I feel like it's kind of harder in that breath, because you've had longer stuff to talk about. And I feel like you talk probably more about different things with your girls than your guy. Maybe, I don't really know. It just depends on who you are. So I do think that's actually a good thing, is like, because we don't really talk about how to navigate friendship breakups. We're just like, okay, you know, all right. Or there's the ghosting, or not talking, or just kind of like phase out or whatever. Like, we never have that. Everybody be wanting to have closure, but nobody be wanting to have the closure. So I don't understand. I don't understand that part. But it was definitely like a friendship like dynamic. It was kind of there. And so we see them like growing, you know, different ways and stuff like that. We see them like get to arguments, and they're going back and forth. What do you think? Like, what do y'all think about the struggle when like when like people are growing differently? Or like, do you know when it could be either time to fix the friendship, or just kind of like take space, like don't be friends?
It depends on I don't know. It just depends. I do think some friendships have an expiration date. I just think that people are afraid to let go, because that they're familiar with that friendship. And now, like a relationship, I guess they felt like I have to start all over and find a new friend. But you grow apart. People grow apart. And I think, again, not take it, they have so much, we all have so much emotion into it because that's our friend.
Yeah.
And instead of everybody we wish that both parties can understand that we're okay with growing apart. Like, this is okay. This is our end. But it's hard. And that's what makes it hard when your emotions are always tied. And it is, again, you share friendship. So that's kind of what I think.
I have a popular opinion. I don't necessarily think that people grow apart. My thinking is that people do not, well, I don't think people grow apart, but I do think that people do not put in effort to maintain the friendship. But then also, I think proximity goes into a lot of friendships as well.
And people change.
Yeah. People can change. Yeah. So what?
Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna say people can change, but I was like, maybe growing apart, like if it's like distance or something like that. I just feel like it just, when people say people grow apart, I'm like, but people aren't like putting the conversation on or putting that closure piece on it. Like, I'm like, if you don't put effort into your relationship, of course I mean, it will grow apart, but I'm just like, kind of just say like, oh, we grow apart. No, you stop putting effort into the relationship, or you didn't care about the friendship. That's what I think, because that's just my personal opinion. Like, I feel like, because if you're friends with people, I personally, I guess I'm maybe the bad person to say that. Like, I thought all my friendships would be long, like lifelong, and I guess I was naive about it. But I'm like, friends can be lifelong if we're all like, if we all have like, if we don't change in a way that like we're just total opposites. But I feel like people don't really put effort and value into friendships, and that's when I feel like people just use that phrase that people grow apart. But I just challenge that, because I'm just like, you necessarily don't grow apart. I mean, proximity, do you move, do you this? But if you wanted the friendship and you wanted to nurture it and grow it, like you have a garden, then you would still put effort in it. So I think people just don't want to put effort into the friendships, and they just say they grow apart. But that's just my personal opinion.
I get it.
I think those are like, I think both of your perspectives are valid, because both of them can exist. I think the other piece to both of those puzzle pieces is that also, as we grow as individuals, we might realize that some of our ideas or perspectives are not always on the same page anymore. Right? Like when you're like a teenager, like you agree with everything. You want to go to the mall? Let's go. Well, no one goes to the mall anymore. But like you want to. But you know what I mean? Like, it's always like, yes, let's go, friend. Let's do it. And then as you get older, then you realize like, well, I like it this way, you like it that way, and we're like, so what do we do with that? Can we live with the fact that that's different, or is that a problem? Right? Like, I think a whole lot of people realize, like, even like with the elections and the political climate, whether you try to avoid that or not, if y'all are not on the same page about how you feel about how things are going, that in itself can be a big, like, I don't know where we go from here.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people say we can look past that, but I think in a bigger sense, there are some things that you can say, I don't agree with her, but that's still my girl. And there's some other things where you're just like, I don't know if we can move past this difference.
Yeah. I do think that's a big deal too. Yeah, nowadays with politics and everything like that, like that's coming part too. It's like, okay, we just agree to disagree, or we don't agree. I think that's different too. Like, okay, we change our minds. People do change their minds. So I definitely do agree with you on that part, because it's just a whole lot. That's like a whole can of worms.
Yeah, I know.
Only thing I heard was people lost friendships over it. That's all I heard. Like, a lot of friendships have been dropped since this little ugly man been in the office.
I'm so
heard.
But then it's like, but then also, like, I hear that, but when I'm thinking about that, I'm like, dang, like, you're gonna let this man that doesn't even know you have you lose a friendship?
Yes.
When you say it like that, I'm not
Yes.
I'm not saying this. I'm saying it as in like a person you don't know. I'm not saying who the person is, but I'm just like, you're letting this man who don't even know your name come in between you and your friend's friendship. Is very interesting.
It's not the man per se. It's what he stands for. And because he stands for everything opposite of what really should be, and he doesn't have good character, and you're believing in him. Now I see that maybe your character isn't good. And maybe I don't trust you around my kids because you may take them over on the island and have, like you might be like,
no, I definitely understand. But it was just taken like nice, like dang, this random man who don't know you.
No, it's bigger than him. It's his thought process. Yeah. I listen, I've heard my homeboy has dropped a couple people. Now I think these people are more like Facebook friends, but sure.
Yeah, that's the whole yeah, so yeah, that's really what we have, for the main character segment. I don't know if y'all feel like y'all the main characters in y'all life, if y'all have anything that y'all want to share about maybe how you are a main character in your life, or maybe who your favorite main character is of the show. But that's really, all my segments for tonight. So I do want to thank y'all for joining me. I know I went a little over. I was trying to check the time. I'm so sorry. But y'all have any last words about it? What you think? Any advice for people?
Communicate with your friend. Learn the art of communication. Figure out, like, even though you don't know whatever road you take, if you fail, if you succeed, whatever happens on that road, just know you can always pivot.
Okay.
You can always pivot. And if you are with somebody and you understand that, have a conversation. You are not tied over here. So you have a right to change your mind. It's your life. You have one life to live, and that dash in between when you were born and when you pass is the most important time of your life.
Period. I was like that dash. Okay. It went deep real quick. That dash.
It did.
You're making me want to go and find time to review the rest of season 1 because I only got 3 episodes up.
Oh, you should go back and review.
Oh, yeah. Be accountable.
Oh, yeah.
You should, and I should go back and watch it, child.
That and the game, because I was doing those together. I
love the game. I thought about doing a main character about that, but it's like Friends. It's like, girl, I try to do women, but I feel like I would have to do the men in the game. So I don't know. But yeah, do you have any other words that you would like to say?
I think the last thing as it pertains to like friendship, like insecure, is like kind of going back to the quiz. I think that when you are really curating your friendships and the people that you want in your life, I think the challenge that we should allow ourselves to happen is to be seen trying, which means you're going to be seen messy. You're going to be seen hurt, sad, having a hard time. You're going to be seen falling down and getting back up. And I think that's where you really get to see who is rooting for you, who's praying for you, who's right there on the floor with you, trying to help you back up. Like, I think situationally, there are some things where maybe you need a minute. You just need some time to get through something and then talk with a friend, update them on what's going on. And you might be missing opportunities to be fully supported and loved on if you're not sharing what's happening in your lives and waiting until you feel better. Because maybe that one friend could have been the one that you could call at 2 a.m. and cry and tell them how you feeling, and they could stay up on the phone with you. But because you assume that you don't want to get, they're too busy, they're asleep. It's like, well, now you won't know like who's really rooting for you and who's really there for you. And we all deserve to feel safe with our friends and in our relationships, no matter how we show up. And it just takes practice to allow that.
Yes, I love that. In the words of Issa Rae, I'm rooting for everybody black.
Every day.
So funny, right? Oh, I thought, I should do main character Moesha. Brandy got a Hollywood fame.
Yes, she did.
Oh, that's what Hi Monica was taking a pic. Okay, I didn't know that.
Like if it wasn't for Moesha, there would be no Issa or something like that. She was saying, so that's cute. Maybe yeah, she said something like that in her speech. Yeah, I didn't get to see all of it. But I was like, maybe I should do a Moesha main character. I don't know, but I think that kind of to the point. I feel like you should be the main character of your life. Don't give too much grace, child. I think that you should also kind of like just work on communication and being open. I feel like I had this conversation yesterday because March is endometriosis this month, and I talked about this on the podcast. That, like, as women, we go through a lot. We want safe space. So we have to talk about things, and I feel like sometimes it's not as well received or open about things that we talk about or that we go through. And I just feel like community is very important, and we need to like value and cherish our friendships and not feel like people are just like at least this in society, like just feel like people are just like easily like disposable. I feel like sometimes that people are disposable. Like you can go find, but it's like it's really hard to find friends. It's really hard to kind of build those relationships. So I feel like if you look at people as like treasures and not, well, this is kind of contradicting what I said, and I think that everybody a main character. You know, I don't want to say like that, but like if we start treasuring people for who they are and just accepting people for their differences, then like we might can get more love and more growth instead of like just making people feel like they're disposable. And then we can have those friendships, those conversations, and like that understanding so that we can be able to thrive and be successful in friendship. I feel like friendship is a hard one to do, just like relationships are a hard thing to talk about and stuff like that. I think that if we do that, then like we should be able to communicate, have conversations with friends, talk to people, and really be like open and honest about your feelings. But you have to go back to knowing how to do that, knowing how to communicate, knowing how to advocate and show up for yourself first. So
agree.
Yes, thank you. I was like, baby, there need to be a communication. It should be a friendship class and a communication class. But if you enjoy this episode, make sure you like this. Make sure you comment below. Let us know which character you are. Let us know how you feel about Insecure, Issa, Molly, or even Tiffany and Kelly Chow. And thank y'all so much for joining. Thank y'all so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, you're welcome. Shout out to the Threads because they are finding me people. Okay, period.
Yay!
So Threads, like the app Threads.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I have.
That's where all the millennials are.
Yeah.
Okay, because I was like, it looks like Instagram. It's just black and white. But
yeah, I don't even really care for Instagram. But I be on Threads. I be talking, podcasts, and just meeting people and talking to people.
Really?
Somebody on my on Saturday who came on my podcast. She was from Threads too. So I always get people from Threads. You know, I got you from Instagram, right? I just went over to Threads and did my own little thing. That's what I do. I just hop on over and I talk and I chat and I just keep it moving. So,
oh my God.
Yeah. So if you guys are in this episode, my name is Leisha. I am the podcast host of Black Girls in Podcast. It's all things womanhood meets media. We upload every Wednesday on all podcasting apps and YouTube, and actually an episode will be coming out this Wednesday. So if you like this type of content, make sure you like, comment, and you subscribe, and share this with your friends and your friends' friends and their friends. And check out Kiwan. She's a TV reviewer. She reviews all the TV shows, child. I can't even name them all, but girl reviews all the TV shows. Married to Medicine. I know that one because you talked about it. Loving Hip Hop. Dang it! What's the other one? Oh snaps! I'm forgetting it. Oh, like Levin, huh? Levin Huntsville or something like that.
Huh?
It's like Love and Huntsville or something.
Oh, Love and Marriage, yeah.
Love and Marriage, yes, Huntsville. But there's another one that's coming out soon. But she just go check out her channel because she reviews all now. I can't even keep up with them. So, yes. Do you have anything that you have going on? Are you good? You don't got nothing? I try to let everybody share their platforms. You good?
Me?
No,
okay.
Oh, me.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I was just listening to y'all. I mean, you can find me on Threads. That's where I'm probably the most active on social media. It's just at Amani CLMFT. And come say hi. Otherwise, I'm usually a therapist by day and a mother all the time.
Literally.
Yeah, that's it.
Mother 24/7, therapist 9 to 5. I love that. Oh yes, MFT. Yes. Thank you for joining me, bringing the therapist perspective on it. We had the viewer perspective. So thank you all so much, and I will see y'all in a couple months for the next main character segment.
No problem. I'm gonna drop off because I do have to do some review.